inside a shed. They used to make lots of Fairline boats here a few years ago, but lovely thing about it is that it still doesn't rain in here, and it has been raining rather a lot lately. We've blacked the hull. That's had 2 coats now, and it is looking rather lovely. That's SML bituminous blacking, but it dries really well, and I very much like the finish. Steve, the banjo player, he's taken advantage of our time in the shed to address a little bit of the paintwork. So he's been working hard here on taking this area here above the rubbing strake on the gunnel down to bare metal, and this has had 2 coats of primer now. We'll talk about the top a little bit later, but I want to show you the rudder. So when I said rudder, I really meant propeller, because what we've done here is that we discovered that the cutlass bearing was rather worn out, and here's a bit of the old one. It took a lot of work to get that out, but there was a good couple of mil space in there, which meant that the propeller would rattle round. Now that's really solid, and with the coupling on the rudder that we've done, Steve's going to have a very different ride there. So again, it's all been sorted out. Oh, notice the anode on the end of your propeller there. Everybody should have one of those. Let's have a look inside the engine room now. Do you remember the engine room? Probably not. Here's a reminder. There you go. Pretty disgusting, isn't it? Well, look at it now. The renovations aren't complete, but this is what they look like after a good old grinding down, cleaning up, getting rid of all of that old rust. 2 coats of primer. It's got zinc in it, that primer. And then so far we've just got 1 coat of top coat here. We're going to do a lot of more work in here. Big feet. I'm going to stomp all over it. So we'll do the last coat at the very end. But you can see here, it's all looking very nice. We've got these motor mounts that have been welded on, and we've cut down, I don't know if you can see that, we cut down the spigots off the coolant tank, so that'll feed into the motor, and it'll go in there nicely and attach to the motor underneath here. We've got a new bilge pump, which is looking good, and as I mentioned before, the cutlass bearing has all been sorted. So I'm just going to take the camera a minute and give you a look around. So look at that. There's the gas strut there. We're going to use that fairly soon. And this looks like heaven down here, doesn't it, compared to what we had before. Pass you back to Kerry. Other work that's been going on is the isolation transformer. This is a 3.6 kilowatt version. That'll take the shore power from here, convert it into nice safe electricity to charge up the batteries. Up there, there's a box where we're going to put, actually I can see the RCDs in there, those are breakers to keep you safe. We've got this door here, and this is a gun lock that you'd have on a gun cabinet. So you could keep your ammunition in there if there are any invaders. Other work is the fiberglass hatch. That's been made now, it all fits. We've just got to put it on with the hinges, so it's a good flush, but this is very light, incredibly solid, and I did mention to you before the gas strut that will hold it open and also make it easy to open. I'm going to put a lock on there too, because Steve, now he's had 1 look, wants another one. I promised you a look on the roof. Here we are. So Steve's been busy rubbing all of these things out, and he's going to give that a coat of top coat. He's also been doing the sides here. There were lots and lots of patchy rust, even though it was only done 4 years ago. He's got that side to do, which is why we're holding back on the solar panels. They're nearly ready to go on, and they'll go not that way, but that way along, long ways along the long side of the boat, and they'll be able to tilt this way and that. And they'll sit nicely near the handrails, which is good. Now, the advantage of doing stuff with us here is that we know where to get things. Like, for instance, these vents, but also skylights, they needed new perspex on them, so we've sourced all of these for Steve, so that's good. And then there's other little technical things like not many DIYers, DIYers, that would be a boat DIYer, do-it-yourselfer. They wouldn't know about things like this is panel wipe or degreaser, and also these pads here, which are rather like Scotch-Brite, and they're for keying the paint to get a good fixture to what's gone on there before. Now, there's been a lot going on inside. I'm not going to show you inside at the moment. Well, I'll show you a little clip, but I'm not going to go in there. There's batteries, there's the Quattro, there's the MPPT in there, and it's all looking really quite tidy in there. Needs a little bit more work, of course, but we'll get round to that this next week and hopefully show you something. Now, I'm going to finish off by showing you the door, which will close all of that cabinet in, and the sort of screens that Steve will be having on his boat. So, in a second, we'll be there. Finally, this is the door that will cover up all of the batteries and the aforementioned electronics inside here, much Victron stuff. This is their new screen, the Ekrano. It's very pretty. Steve's going to get all of his motor information on there, and we've reused the DC switches here, and they'll be fixed on the back. So that's really that. All of this made to measure. Now, might as well show you the motor while we're here. So this is the motor that will go onto Steve's boat. It's a 15 kilowatt direct drive, beautiful, beautiful thing. This is the throttle that will go with it, and all of his switches there, and a key switch. Oh, and it's as if I planned this. I didn't, honestly, but those are his couplings. And if you paint them, they won't go rusty, and they look nice. So these are the things that we're all doing for Steve. The one thing I want you to remember is that if you are thinking of converting a boat, we're okay with you coming in and doing work on your boat, so long as you don't get under our feet, and that's not a difficult thing to do. By that I mean that in a nice way, not that you'll always be under our feet, but we can always divide things up so that you'll be working one area and we'll be working another area. So it's nice to be able to do that. But what I particularly like about it is that Mothership Marine has always been about reusing resources. You've seen that with the reclaimed timber that's all over the website. Every boat that we've built has been with reclaimed timber. So we do that, and it is in our DNA to make things good. And if we can help you do that, it is a little bit of fun being a BDYier, if that's the right word. And we're always happy to help with a little bit of advice as well. So thank you very much for watching. Keep watching, and then I'm really looking forward to seeing this boat on the water. One other thing, I will have a chat with Steve next time, and you can quiz him, if you like, as to questions you'd like to ask. So let me know and do that. But in the meanwhile, thank you for watching.